One thing that's been on my mind for quite a bit is how there are so many people on the electric guitar that love taking the low E, dropping down to D, and start chugging away. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because without this, we would have never have gotten great riffs such as... But it got me thinking, what are some of the most famous drop D pieces for the classical guitar? So for this video, in no particular order, we're going to go ahead and list 10 pieces that use drop D tuning. Let's get started. So the first one that comes to mind is going to be the piece Capriccio Arabe by Francisco Tarrega. Now, if you play classical guitar or even just listen to it a little bit, there is a very good chance that you're already familiar with this one. So this piece clearly utilizes the drop D in the opening segment once the main theme begins. We start kind of in this A major thing, or at least hinting A major, but it's very clear that we're very soon going to resolve to D, and when we do, that drop D tuning makes it so much more satisfying when we finally hit those lower notes. The next one on this list I wanted to throw in here, even though it wasn't a guitar piece, because it's so common on the guitar and it was written for an instrument kind of, sort of, not really like the guitar, and that would be the Prelude to the PFA. Now the whole entire PFA uses drop D tuning as well. I guess E flat if you decide to capo at the first fret, but let's pretend. Drop D tuning. And I think it utilizes it so well. We start off with a very clear established D major sound by playing not only the home of the key, but we also have the low D, the one that establishes it. Once we do that, we kind of move around from key to chord, from key to chord. We even modulate at times, but we very clearly end up back in D major at the very end. And it makes this whole thing, again, so satisfying to hear that low range of the guitar being used to start off a piece from the Baroque era in such a level of confidence. Piece number 3 is totally different. This piece is Invocation and Dance by the Spanish composer Joaquin Rodrigo. Now this piece is one that I think is just so impressive when you see it being played very well. And also it's not so impressive when you see it being played not so well. There's a lot of technical elements in this one that really make it work, and there's a lot of things in it that really make it not work if you don't pull them off, right? One of the big things would be the tremolo technique, but another one would just be all the fast scales, rasgueros, and things that to some might sound cool, but they don't really have that same effect unless they're being executed in a very, very exact and technical manner. It takes the traditional Spanish flair that he had from his own personal upbringing and combines it with his Western classical music training to create a piece that is one of the most difficult pieces to play on the guitar, at least to play really well, in my personal opinion. The next piece on this list is a little different. This would be the Grand Solo by Fernando Sor. So Fernando Sor, much like other people writing, we're not really using the guitar in the key of D that much. He was probably writing usually in the key of E, E minor, A major, and A minor. That's because these keys fit very well on the guitar, but again, when you add the drop D in there, you get such a full range of the guitar, and allows you to actually utilize the colors and create a much more dramatic effect, which for this piece, I think that's definitely what Sor was after. The next piece on this list is another personal favorite of mine. This one would be Waltz No. 4 by Agustin Barrios. Now, Barrios being a more contemporary composer, at least compared to the people we've listed so far, it makes sense that he's utilizing it. Of course, he was using the guitar in a more folkloric and more popular element, but he also uses it here so well. And again, Barrios didn't only stick to E or A or D like many people did. He definitely had more influences that he could pull from, but I think in this one, he utilizes the drop D very, very effectively and really establishes this very happy, upbeat, but still rhythmic feeling in the key of D major. Piece number 5, we're going to stay in South America, but shift over to the country of Brazil for the Sounds of Bells. This piece is one that I think is just a fun piece to play. It's not the most difficult piece on this list, but definitely would be, in my opinion, one of the most rewarding. It just sounds so much fun, and it's not that hard when it comes to playing it, besides knowing how to do some chord shapes and knowing how to understand that kind of syncopated Brazilian groove. Piece number 7 I almost didn't include because it's a repeat composer, but I felt like I had to because so many people play this piece. I can say for myself that I used to play this piece, and I used to love playing this piece. I should probably play it again, actually. But that would be Julia Florida by Agustin Barrios. This one's a lot different than the other pieces I've already said. I guess one, because it's slower, but two, because of the kind of music that it's trying to create. This one is just a sweet, simple lullaby that is being surrounded by a nice and gentle accompaniment, which also utilizes the open D string very, very well. It's not really trying to do anything fancy with the music or with the notes. It's just taking a folk song or a folk-inspired song and putting it to a nice accompaniment. Piece number 8, we're finally getting much more modern. This one would be the Black Decameron by Leo Brouwer. This one is one that I thought was one of the first modern pieces that I really was into. Like many people, at least I think, modern music wasn't my favorite thing. Right? I liked some things. I liked Villalobos. I liked some Brouwer. But hearing this for the first time and hearing what modern music could be, I just thought it was so cool, and it had so much energy. Brouwer definitely uses the effect of the harp to create this almost seamless, infinite strung harp effect. For piece number 9, we're going back a second and we're taking a listen to some more Spanish music. This one would be Turija by Federico Morena Dorba. Very different than Julia Florida. It's not slow in the lullaby sense, but more slow in the folk song sense. And finally, the last piece, which I think is one of the most popular songs on my list, besides maybe one or two others, is the Testament de Emilia by Miguel Llobet. It's not actually by Miguel Llobet, it's actually a folk song that he arranged for the guitar, but he arranged it for the guitar so well, utilizing the use of harmonics alongside open strings, as well as just being able to create a very soft and delicate accompaniment to go along with this very nice folk melody. Alright, that's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you aren't subscribed already, you know what to do from other videos. Click the subscribe button down below, give the video a like, drop a comment letting me know your favorite drop D piece, and until next time, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.